We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Are you avoiding the fun or reducing your income because you're afraid to be in public? Not because you're insociable or because you're sickly, but because you believe that you could become a victim of a virus? Dr. Moreno, the creator of Method Moreno, simplifies terms associated with COVID and diseases induced by vaccines, while showing proven methods that enable you to strengthen your immunity, reverse the conditions originating after vaccines, and interpret the repetitive words of media with confidence. Release your fears by becoming more knowledgeable with How to Minimize Dis-ease, enhanced by Vaccine Association.
Hotep, I am that I am. Some call me Haru, your modern monk, your cannabis fitness strategist. Back at it again, here with you, here for you. Whether you are the Gym Podcast Show, live and direct with you. And I'm talking about basically this series. It's going to be a series based on functional calisthenics, mastering functional calisthenics. With episode 153, Billions Informed Per Day keeps the stupidity away. Tune in. Tune up. Welcome, Hotep, my fitness enthusiast. How y'all doing today? Hopefully everything is well on your end. Back at it again with a series. This is actually going to be a quick series. Not necessarily quick, but informative series on mastering functional calisthenics. I have currently been doing, not just doing, but fulfilling needs of the calisthenic world, especially out here in Hawaii. Every other Sunday, I do a functional calisthenic boot camp where I'm actually incorporating opportunities for people to build a more foundational aspect for bodyweight exercises. Therefore, when they have that foundational of bodyweight exercises, they can dive into the tools and the many accessories that are available with the particular lifestyles of, if you want to do CrossFit, if you want to jump into weightlifting, if you want to jump into other different modalities, bodyweight exercises start you out on a great foundation. So let's dive into this episode. 153 is going to be short and sweet, but I'm going to have some short and sweet, packed full information, health information, fitness information, information that I think you need, that I think will benefit you in the world of functional calisthenics. Now, today's session, like I said, we're going to be diving into functional calisthenic bodyweight exercises. Whether you work out or just starting your financial journey, this is the episode for you, or series of episodes for you. So one of the other elements is this: we pursue a well-rounded fitness routine. If you really want to pursue a well-roundness fitness routine, functional calisthenics is where it is. You know, these are actual functional body weight movements or particular modality or particular functionality of how you move your body in everyday life. So I'm going to talk about the tools and aspects where you can add to your functional calisthenics later down the line here, but in this series of episodes. So this next few series, 53, 54, 56, or 55, 56, will definitely be some understanding and going into deeper modality of functional calisthenics. So where to use body weights? How do we use body weight? Body weight is actually a resistance form of resistance that, coupled with innovation of exercise tools, right? Together, it presents a dynamic, comprehensive approach to achieving your fitness goals. This is one of the elements that I think with the boot camp is actually going to bridge the gap for those people who are interested in building a solid foundation for their calisthenic or bodyweight exercises. So what I'm going to be talking about more is going into the benefits, techniques, exercises that you can evaluate or elevate your fitness journey to new heights. This is what I love about functional calisthenics. It builds a foundation, and then the one thing about, I've been getting a lot of, not just me personally, but I've been getting a lot of comments on, wow, you are huge, brother, you're big, how you so big? You know, when people see me, even though I'm a small guy, I'm only 145 to, I range from 145 to 150 pounds, but I look bigger, you know, and I know I look bigger because when people are responding how they're responding. One thing about calisthenics I enjoy about it's more of the aesthetic look. You know what I'm saying? All the cuts, the striations, you know, the body fat is down low, you know, in a particular area where it makes sense, where your body's functional. That's another element. And to keep it real with you, most people don't really understand, but hands down, your nutrition gotta be dialed in, period. You know, and I spoke on this aspect of it before. I talked about how how I did change my so-called eating regimen, and it's more based on health issues, not necessarily because I'm a vegan or a vegetarian and I hate meat and I don't like this and that and the third. It's so much information out here, is ridiculous. But at the same time, if you're keeping up with the research, you're going to find out how your body works with this particular food, particular salts, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we lack a lot of nutritional value when it comes to like minerals and certain vitamins that we do need in our lifestyle due to the food and what we consume. You know, currently consuming right now is a cup of coffee, my second cup of coffee, and it ain't even 7 o'clock yet. You know what I'm saying? So, and then being on a well-rounded sleep regimen too as well. This play a big part in your functional calisthenics movement as well. So we're going to be exploring more techniques and exercises, and we're going to evaluate how it's going to help you to build a more solid foundation. So let's dive more into it. So exercises, bodyweight exercises, always these mimic everyday movements, what you're actually enhancing the strength, your agility, your ability, your flexibility, and certain movements that you're doing. I know a lot of us are actually in these so-called businesses or jobs that pertain, you're sitting a lot. You know what I'm saying? You're sitting a lot. You probably got your little Diet Coke sitting right on the side of you, or your diet something, or non-fat, or whatever you want to call it, drink or pop or soda, sitting there, and you're like drinking that, soaking that down, and at the same time just gaining pounds. As each second you just gaining all this weight, you're not even knowing, but then you thinking it's healthier because it's a diet. It got diet in there, or low fat or no fat. You know, this is a misnomer, and I think a lot of us tend to bullshit ourselves like we always do. Oh, it's gonna get better, or I'm gonna start my journey, this, that, and the third, and never start it, right? But time always moves fast. It's funny because time pass up, then it's 4 or 5 years later, 65 years later, and it's no longer there. You haven't started your journey, or you haven't even reached out to get you a coach of some sort, life coach, fitness coach, somebody that's going to kick your ass, somebody that's going to keep you accountable for your actions. And that's what we're talking about here, functional calisthenics. So my journey into functional calisthenics begins as a personal quest for me, healthier, you know, building a more mobile lifestyle for myself, and being able to do the things that I need to be doing. I walk a lot, you know, and I prefer walking, keep it real with you, because what it does is makes you more healthy, heart healthy. You know, you talk about cardio, you're talking about, you know, your respiratory system, you talk about all these different forms of systems that you have in your body that's more optimal. You know what I'm saying? One of the other things is, as you drive into the car, you really don't get a reality of where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Where you're at. So that's one of the things too with walking. You actually can meditate on where you at, where your mind is at. You're meditating on foot, right? As they would say. Let me pause there. So, believe me, functional calisthenics helps your fitness benefits to take it to the next level. And like I said, walking actually helps you. Walking actually increase your your heart rate. It helps you function to a point where you get the aha moment. Plus, it keeps you healthy. That's another thing, because running, I'm going to talk about running too, but running has its place. I think running has its place when you actually bridging the gap. That's one thing about functional calisthenics. As you make it, as you make the availability or the style of functional calisthenics high intensity, you see what I'm saying? High intensity. Then you, therefore, after, I wouldn't even say 21 days. Give it a year. Give it a year. I know we're so gratification, this and that, but if you over a certain amount of weight, I would say if you over 10 pounds, over the weight you are 10 plus, you should be working out every day, period, hands down. And I usually talk about every other day. But you should be working out every other day, or every day, every day, especially when it comes to functional calisthenics. So let's dive deeper into this. So what am I saying? What am I talking about? In this fitness world, functional calisthenics is not just a workout, it's a way of life. That's another thing. It's a fundamental component of how many home workouts, and that's what's lovely about. You can do it at home. You can do it anywhere. You don't need all this crazy equipment, even though I'm talking about certain equipment that will help advance your functional calisthenic lifestyle. The cool thing is it will build you stamina, it will build your flexibility, it will build your mobility. And one thing too, it actually prepares your mind to be more clear in what you want to do. So you'll find functional calisthenics, team sports, military boot camps, police training academies, worldwide. It's all over the place, really. The thing is, we don't push it because it's kind of like the herb that sits outside your house, but the doctor can't get paid for the herb, but it grows there for you. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't have a patent to it. You can use it anytime you want for your healing benefits. Then this is what functional calisthenics is. And it's funny how they created a gym environment, even though I think the gym environment is more for the motivation, right? But the accountability, we have become a culture where we don't want to be accountable for anything. We even blaming the stores and the all these grocery stores and everything else for our problems as far as what we're putting in our body. But then you go to these grocery stores and you got all these long ass lines and people relying on certain products and services that really don't have no validation. That's just my opinion. But it's so bad now where it's taking us out of our element in general, where you got all these unhealthy people, and then they got the nerve to tell you how healthy they are by showing you on these Instagrams, by showing you on these TikTok. They look like shit, period, point blank, and telling you how to live your life. Hence Bill Gates. Hence, and many other people that you see profiling healthy lifestyles, but living on a pill, living on a way where they keeping things in a perspective where it's like, okay, this is not even logic. So first, enhanced mobility. This is what the advantages of functional calisthenics can actually allow you to do. You can move freely and effortlessly. I can't even talk. Effortlessly. Picture yourself easily reaching for things, bending, twisting without stiffness. Even walking upstairs, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking the elevator. These are the things that will help you. And then the other element, as you get older, you notice like bending, your elbows, your knees, this, that, and the third, it hurts. But if you actually add in functional calisthenics, this will help your understanding of your body to create that wisdom to know what's going on with the body and what movements are appropriate for the body. This is where functional calisthenics come in. Secondly, it empowers you with a remarkable body control. It's interesting. as I help people build their technique, right? Build their technique and their skill by repetition, right? By repetition, you start to control your body more, period. You start to control your body. So when you're doing a pull-up, it don't look like shit. It look like you, it looks, matter of fact, it looks so perfect when you get people talking to you, coming to you and be like, asking you, man, how you doing the your pull-up looks so good. Look, you gotta, the thing is, become a gymnast, become a gymnastics expert when you're doing your certain movements. You know what I'm saying? The aesthetic look, the beauty of a gymnastic athlete is way beyond even calisthenics. Certain, let me throw this out there, certain calisthenic practitioners, when you seeing how their body is formed, everything is active, you know, even with just a pull-up, I'm just expressing a pull-up, you notice the stature, you know, the image, you see it's not all fucked up. A lot of people up here doing pull-ups and it look like shit. It look like these CrossFit crap, you know, and you telling me, and then you wondering why you're injured all the time. This is the thing that I think, even with the controlling of the body, this is what you're doing with calisthenics or functional calisthenics. And you're able to manipulate your body where you want it to do, therefore enhancing your athleticism, right? Adding that to the punch. Because I don't want you to get caught up in just, okay, I lift weights and I'm a, what you call muscle head, whatever you want to call it, however you want to phrase it. The one thing that I think would benefit you is cross training. What I mean is definitely utilizing calisthenics as well as lifting weights and other different modalities that exist within our realm of exercises. Yoga, you know what I'm saying? Qigong, Tai Chi, you know, and many other remedies, even a form of martial arts. All these elements will help you control and enhance your ability and feel like an athlete, just keeping it real with you, and functioning like an athlete, you know. So thoroughly, fat burning powerhouse. I can't express that enough. My body is always, you talk about a high metabolism, and this is what's so cool about it, because I train every other day, but now I have been training every day, and I've been noticing like my whole body demeanor, my energy, my, you know, even if I don't even get it, I'll still get it later on that day, right? So usually I'm working out between, I would say, 9 and 1 o'clock. That's usually my bread and butter, right? That's why I offer the boot camp from 9 to 11 o'clock every other Sunday, you know, and it gives people benefit. You could see, you know, what it looks like, the outcome, but at the same time where you can get to, and the aspect of is repetition. Then we start getting into form and technique, you know what I'm saying? So you can avoid the injuries, right? So this leads to multiple muscle groups. That's what I love about functional calisthenics. You're not just lifting weights, you know, focusing on biceps. No, when you're doing push-ups, you focusing on your chest, your biceps, your triceps, you know, your core, you know what I'm saying? Even your legs, when you're activating your legs, everything is active, right? When you're doing functional calisthenics. You could say that about certain other forms of exercise that you use with weights, but then at the same time, everything is active when you're doing functional calisthenics, because your whole body's involved. That's what I do love about functional calisthenics. Your whole body's involved. So what I noticed too with functional calisthenics, if you're using it as high interval or high intensity interval training, you're shedding fat every day, all day, literally. You see what I'm saying? And it don't have to be so long. This is another thing with our workouts. It don't have to be crazy long. You just implement it. I would say at the most 12 12 to 20 minutes, 12 to 30 minutes, roughly in there, you start really seeing benefit. You sweating like crazy. Your muscles are getting active, and you don't have to be sore. This is one of the other things. You don't have to get to a point where you're sore or barely doing failure. I think that this is just my opinion on that, on the failure aspect, because you're not really, what's the point? Yeah, you're going to build muscle. You're going to build repetition. You're going to build stamina. But at the same time, you're not in a race. You feel me? You're not in a race. You want to make this a lifestyle. Functional calisthenics, you want to make it a lifestyle so you can move and do what you need to do as you grow older. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been told I'm looking 30 some years old, and I'm old enough to be a lot of these old enough to be your daddy, as I would say. At the same time, you see results. As you tracking results, you'll see results. But I say usually you start seeing results after the third week, after that 21 days. You start seeing results because you start feeling better. You see what I'm saying? That's the real key thing. That's the placenta. That's the placebo effect. You start feeling better about yourself, especially if you're working out every day. You start feeling the benefits, and you notice how much your body start being more effective or more active. You want to do it. That's one of the key things after 21 days. But the problem is you don't have no accountability. Therefore, you hire a coach. Therefore, you hire a fitness trainer. Therefore, you get with a friend of yours and set up, this is what time we're going to work out. We're going to make it consistent, and we're going to stick to it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to stick to it. So one thing, too, with that being said, you start reaching levels of strength and flexibility that you already had the ability. You just haven't noticed it. Right? You haven't noticed it. And as you're bigger, this is another thing, as you're bigger and you're able to utilize that weight, the resistance gets you there faster. That's another thing. Your strength get there faster because you're compensating extra weight that you don't usually do or use. You feel what I'm saying? So the benefit of functional calisthenics, you don't need an expensive equipment or a gym membership. You can start this right in your home in a small 5x5 area. And it depends on which, it depends. But you can, the 5x5, all you need is some push-ups. All you need is some burpees. If you can't run or do what you need to do, run in place. You see what I'm saying? Walk in place. Get you some music. Get you some motivation. Like I said, hire a coach. I'm here. You can always contact me, 206-659-6382. You know what I'm saying? Or email me, youarethegym@gmail.com. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I offer online programs all day, every day that will guarantee that it will benefit you and help you with your nutrition as well. Tune in to who you are and what you're about. Really figuring out where your fitness goals are, not just your fitness goals, your life goals. Because without health, you don't have fitness. Without fitness, you don't have a life. Right? You're just going about life open, running around with your head chopped off, even though you should be open to better opportunities that are out there that will help you establish daily routines, systemize daily routines that are effective in your life. See what I'm saying? Because all this does, it translates into resilience. That's all it's doing, is translate into resilience. You're available. You can manage stress. You can manage anxiety. You can manage these particular issues that you come up against. And another thing, what's cool about functional calisthenics, not just cool, but it's the staple beyond staple, is it reduce less risk when you're dealing with weights and all this different equipment. I noticed that with CrossFit. A lot of these brothers and sisters, you look good, but you're injured every year. You're injured every year because you're doing shit that doesn't even make sense. And the body don't function like that. You know what I'm saying? The body does not function like that unless you're in a serious issue, cause, yada, 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 or serious emergency, as my sister Lisa would say. Fight or flight. Or just standing there looking like you know, in a deer with the headlight situation. Right? But one of the other aspects and benefits of functional calisthenics, it improves coordination. Coordinate, right? Coordination. How huge is that? This is a subject matter that we don't even talk about. Coordination. Hand-eye coordination. Body awareness coordination. You know what I'm saying? These are certain things that I think we don't even think about, but at the same time, this helps out with life in general. Setting your daily goals, making them definitely efficient, making systemizing your understanding of what you need to be doing, vice versa. And don't take me wrong, this shit is challenging. I'm challenged every day with something new, especially as an entrepreneur, as a man, as somebody navigating in a state, or I would say a country. Hawaii is a country because it's a whole different vibe out here, where it's like they don't give a fuck, but then at the same time they give a fuck about certain things. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, it's like, how do you navigate amongst people who really don't? They got limits. It's limits, right? And that's everywhere. Not making no excuses. Fuck the excuses. That's one of the things I love about calisthenics, or functional calisthenics. It's no excuses. You don't have no excuses regardless of what your situation is, because people really don't understand the challenges that people are coming up against. I'm not exception to that rule. I'm having so many issues that most people would have quit, gave up, went back home and did whatever they do, crying or whatever the case may be. Not sitting here saying my situation is worse than yours, but I come across daily adversity. And you know, one of the big key elements is my training. Functional calisthenics actually allows me to understand who I am, what am I about, and where I need to go, right? So I'm constantly working to get better relationships, better communicating. These are things what functional calisthenics actually allow you to do. What I'm saying about coordination, understanding, flexibility, being more open, having understanding about being more creative. That's another thing too, what functional calisthenics actually embraces you to do, to be more creative, by building your body, but building your mind, building every aspect, financially, mentally, spiritually, in every aspect of it. This is what functional calisthenics can help you do. Until next time, you will hear the next connection with functional calisthenics as I dive into more, should you consider functional calisthenics, bodyweight exercises. And here are the incredible benefits. That's next episode, 154. To be continued. Much love. Have a great day. Stay strong. Until next time, you are the gym. I'm out. Peace. Are you looking to take your fitness and wellness to the next level? Do you want to learn from the best trainers and coaches in the industry? From the comfort of your own home. Look no further than You Are the Gym Club Academy online courses. Our courses offer a comprehensive and personalized approach to fitness and wellness, with expert guidance and support every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, we have courses that suit your needs and goals. From strength training and conditioning to mental health to mindfulness. And the best part, you can access our courses anytime, anywhere, on any device. With our flexible and convenient online platform, you can learn at your own pace and on your own schedule, making it easier than ever to prioritize your health and wellness. So what are you waiting for? Invest in yourself and join the You Are the Gym Club Academy community today. at youarethegymclubacademy.onlinecoursehost.com.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.